Welcome in, everyone. It's playoff baseball. It's a winner-take-all. It's rivalry. It's hostile environment. It's fun. It's what we do and what I even started this endeavor on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's Calvary Brookstone, winner-take-all, to the semifinals to take on Stratford next week. We have had two of the best baseball games I've seen in the last couple of years. Yesterday went 11 innings. Calvary able to win 3-2 in an incredible game. And then in game one, it was a pitcher's duel between Brennan Neal, Luke Lowry, and Fitzstone from Calvary. Enough of the talk. It's about what's going on the field. It's Brookstone, it's Calvary, it's Thrift Behringer, and I had to bring him out. It's Mike Frost, who is very close to these two teams and them played 4 times, actually 5 times this year. What's your thoughts in this winner-take-all Game 3 as we got Jake Lowry and Braxton Wilkinson on the mound?
I feel like if both of them are able to do their due diligence, we're not going to see anything different in the 6th matchup between these two teams this year. 3-2, Brookstone has a lead counting the regular season, but only a 2-run differential between the 5 games right now, and Luke Lowry coming in with a 2.1 ERA, so the kid can sling it on the mound. Let's see if he's got it today.
And he'll lead off, and there's Nate Osborne who'll put it down to second base. Kelly throw is in time, and there's out. Number 1 pitch, 1 out. And let's talk about the starters out there for the Cougars. Playing first base is Luke Vail, second base Mitchum Kelly, third base Luke Lowry, shortstop is Brennan Neal, catcher Gray Jones, the pitcher Jake Lowry, Harrison Baker in left, Hudson Kuhn in right, and Jake Griffin in center field. Dylan Johnson will be the DH. Up to bat now is a guy that was on hotter than fish grease yesterday. 5 for 6, a home run, and was absolutely dominant.
And he drops one right now down the line, so he's going to get extra bases again.
And there goes Tripp to second. And how about Ellison? He's 6 for his last 7 and leads the game off with a double with 1 down. And up next is the catcher, Jackson Kennedy.
Yeah, we can expect a big one here. Kennedy now getting ready to come to the plate, the 3-hole hitter. Let's see if maybe they want to try and get him to tack on another one here, see if he can use some of that bat. Or maybe lay one down. We know Coach Steve Smith not afraid of playing small ball. Let's see what he does here early in the ballgame to try and put Ellison over 90 feet away.
It's going to be Johnny Holstaff. Both teams going to have to go deep in their bullpen. Jake Lowry has only got about 6 appearances this year, but it's been effective when used. And he'll have a ball to start there.
Yeah, like I said earlier, he's coming in with a 2.10 ERA, about 23 innings pitched on the year so far, so not as much work as, say, Luke Lowry or Luke Vail or those guys, but still coming in as effective.
Out inside, and it's 2-0. 2-1 final score in Game 1. It was a Brennan Neal, Luke Lowry show on the mound for the Cougars. Fitzstone, fantastic on the mound for Calvary. And a low-scoring affair. Brookstone able to hold on and win, and that one's popped up, and it will be out of play. 2-1 to Jackson Kennedy. Yesterday, though, Calvary had 5 consecutive innings starting from the 5th inning to about the 10th, in which they had a runner left at third stranded and sometimes with less than 2 outs. But finally they came up big, and Tripp Ellison was the one that came in to score. His speed on the base path, his plate appearances were sensational yesterday, and a big reason they won. But Brady Reed, don't underestimate how great he was. I know Neal was sensational for Calvary. He pitched about 5 innings of shutout baseball, but so did Brady Reed.
Oh, yeah, Brady Reed's been one of the top pitchers on the staff as well, just working on that consistency, and he showed what he could do yesterday and extended this season for Calvary.
And Jackson Kennedy will get a pinch runner now. Good, Mike.
Courtesy runner there. Looks like we're going to get Jackson Samra coming into the ball game to run for Jackson Kennedy. And one of the things, like Calvary you talked about yesterday, one of the things that's kind of plagued them throughout the season is not getting runners on base, it's getting those runners in. And that's been one of the things that's kind of killed them here. Earlier in the ball season, it was a lot about the control of the pitching staff. Now it's about getting runners in that reach base.
As hot as Tripp was in this series, William Hilton was last series. Now he's cooled off a little bit here, but He has a few base hits, and one would be huge here to get the scoring off for Calvary. Coach Steve Smith got win number 300 yesterday in his career. In 13 years, he's averaging close to 30 wins a season. He's got 6 state championships, and he is the epitome of consistency and one of the best coaches. So congratulations to him on getting that 300 win. And couldn't come in any dramatic fashion as a strike there, as it comes in a walk-off to get number 300, but he only cares about 301 because that will send him to the semifinals to take on Stratford, who already beat Bethlehem Christian. That one's going to be a slow roller to Brandon Neal. Neal's going to collect it, throw to first, and not in time. Vale not able to collect it cleanly. Neal kind of waited on it there instead of charging. I think that's what caused the issue on the rush throw.
And a lot of the times with Brendan Neal, he knows he has a rifle out there at short. So a lot of times you see him kind of waiting on the ball. He knows he's able to get to it. Now, it would have been an out. But unfortunately, Luke Vale unable to corral it in the glove that time. So this time right here, Hokut's going to reach on an E3. But that's going to load the bases up for Calvary with just one down, as you see him calling timeout right now to collect themselves before Hokut steps in the box.
Liam Hokut yesterday did a great job defensively at first base. I thought he was excellent. Did have his struggles at the plate. And he knows that, and the senior wants to bounce back big here today. And I promise you, he's got it one swing in the bat, can change that as the bases are loaded with one down here already. Lowry in trouble, Mike.
And all it takes for Hokut to snap out of that is just one good swing on the ball. If he's able to put one out there in the grass somewhere, he's going to feel a whole lot better about himself and build that confidence.
Lowry fouled back. It's 0-2. One thing that we did take away from yesterday is the fact that a lot of pitchers were being used. One of them, Brendan Neal. And I know Coach Mathis was really trying to get that win, and he used him up. He will not be available here today. And that's always an ace in the hole for Coach Mathis. Pitch, and again, fouled off by Liam Hokut.
Just a little bit out in front of that one, another breaking ball from Jake Lowry. Let's see if Hokut can try to wait back on it a little bit here, or if Lowry comes back at him with the heater on this one to kind of get the timing off. Mixing pitches and mixing locations is going to be huge for Lowry in this ball game.
Yeah, speed overpowering like a Neal. That's not Lowry's forte. Rely on his defense. And striking out Hokut with a massive all-speed pitch there. And that couldn't have come any bigger. And the struggles continue. Mr. Hokut.
Yeah, came at him with a couple of breaking balls consecutively there, about 3 breaking balls in a row. Hokut unable to get the timing, got out in front of the first 2, and then just whiffed at the third one. Now you've got Mr. Clutch for Calvary lately, Liam Anderson at the plate.
Anderson will take ball 1. Anderson has come up big in key moments during this current winning 10 of their last 12 games. Calvary 10-2.
And he's one of those ones where he looks like he could tower that thing over the trees in left field, but he's good at just putting contact on the ball.
And he puts contact there. It's going to be a tough play for the second baseman, but he will, Mitchum Kelly, get Brookstone out of the jam. Bases were loaded, and again, a big-time strikeout by Jake Lowry, and we'll head to the bottom of the first here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's a winner-take-all, Calvary and Brookstone.
Get your case started, do yourself a favor, and visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com. 24/7, nights and weekends, 365 days a year, and we only collect if you get paid.
Listen up. This isn't some fast food nonsense. Our kitchen runs full tilt because shortcuts, not our thing. Those jar desserts, made by hand. Our Cayenne Ranch doesn't make itself. Our tenders are real tenderloin. Not like the other guys. Nope. We put the work in early. We brine. We buttermilk. We hand bread. Our cooked to order tenderloins rule the roost. It's real, handmade.
I'm Mike Costello, and this is what we do. Car wrecks. Yes, car wrecks. So call or text us today or visit us at mycostelolawfirm.com. Costello, car wreck. Car wreck, Costello.
Big inning there by Jake Lowry to get out of the jam, leaving 3 runners left on. And starting this one is Braxton Wilkinson. He pitched yesterday some, did a good job, and now he's coming in today. And Coach Steve Smith's believing in the junior, and he's got him in his forte and several other guys. And like I said, I expect both these teams to be going deep in their bullpen. This is a nothing left.
Yeah.
You get to restart next series. You give it all out.
Yeah, you got to empty the tank in this game. And right now with Braxton starting, you hope that the control issues are set at bay just like yesterday. He was able to fly through the ball game, but he'll come in 16 appearances with a 4.7 ERA this year. Let's see if he can maintain that strike zone here in this ball game and at least get 3-4 good innings for the Calvary Knights.
The catcher, Gray Jones. He's going to lead off here today. Outside for ball 1 from Wilkinson. And again, outside corner, 2-0.
And Wilkinson getting the cowbell treatment over there. Sounds like we're at Mississippi State right now. It's a Brookstone fan base.
We call those artificial noisemakers. And there is a strike, Mike Frost.
Hey, putting one across there. Wilkinson, another one of those Calvary Knights that can be effectively wild. He won't go 0-2 on a lot of batters, but he'll mix it up, kind of have them off pace there and see what he can do here with Gray Jones.
And that one's going to be a high bouncer. The second baseman on the run, throw to first in time. How about that play? That is huge by the second baseman, Jay Smith, coming in on the run, a high bouncer and able to make the play. And defense already at a premium for both teams to start this one. And here comes Brennan Neal. Now, Neal also had a tough day yesterday at the plate, was great on the mound, great defensively. And I know the junior is looking for a massive bounce-back game here today. The Auburn commit, who is making this city proud, and I will say that for anybody going D1 in this area, whether it's Brookstone, Calvary, Shaw, Columbus, Harris County, any of the 15 schools, I'm always going to be proud of anyone that it gets noticed by the cream of the crop.
Oh, yeah.
And he's had a sensational career here at Brookstone, and he's going to try to bounce back.
Yeah, he's one of the ones I love, especially to watch defensively. But every now and then, somebody will mess up and put one over the plate, and he takes advantage almost every time.
He's trying to bunt here for a hit and not able to.
Looks like
I wonder if if bunting for a hit is kind of like if you're a shooter seeing the ball go in like a layup or a short little bunny, just getting the rhythm. And once you see it go in, now you can start swinging or shooting threes.
And it looks like they're going to intentionally walk Neal. Oh, hold on. They're going to say, no, he didn't. I don't know what they're doing. Steve Smith walking out there now. Looks like. I think they were trying to appeal whether he went on the bunt attempt because they're going to say he didn't go. And it seems like the umpire got confused on what Jackson Kennedy was doing. He thought Jackson Kennedy had told him to intentionally walk Neal. That's when Coach Steve Smith came out there like, hold on, we didn't ask for that. We were trying to make sure he didn't come around on the bunt and make an attempt at it so it's a strike instead of a ball.
So now Neal will come back.
Yeah,
I don't think this early in the game they're going to intentionally walk Brennan Neal.
Yeah, not with the bases empty. I don't see Neal getting the Barry Bonds treatment this early in the ball game. But
I have seen some guys get that treatment before. Mason McCrane last year was one of them, who is, by the way, helping lead Auburn to an incredible year this year. Another one of those guys from our area playing D1 baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Nottleman will be next year.
Up there at Georgia Tech.
And if you ask me who the player of the year this year was, I think we all agree. You go 7-1 on the mound. You lead the team in every statistical category in pitching, hitting, defense, and you help lead your team to the playoffs in 20 wins. Yeah. I'm going to say you're player of the year caliber.
Yeah.
Neil will come back up. They're going to say he did pull it back.
Yeah, I don't believe that the umpire out on the baseline really saw. It's hard from this angle, of course, but I didn't see the bat really come back neither. So either way, it could have went either way there. But either way, a 1-0 count now, and we're ready as Jackson Kennedy's got the pitch comm fixed.
And Neil will pop it up in the air right to the right fielder, who will find it in the sun. Nate Osborne for out number 2. And here comes Luke Lowry.
Yeah, big out that time. To be
Jake
able to
Lowry,
get Brennan,
excuse me.
Be able to get Brennan Neal out, that's a big out, even with the bases empty.
And Jake Lowry. I tell you what, though, I don't think anyone is more famous to the Brookstone student section than my name, because they'll yell Thrift Behringer out like it ain't nobody's business, just want me to wave. I just laugh every time. I love a good prank. I promise you. You can't, none of that bothers me. I think it's funny and all in jest. As there, about Liam Hocutt.
That's why he's out there. The bat might be struggling, but the defense is always on point with Mr. Hocutt.
How about that pick play by number 18? And a 1-2-3 inning for Braxton Wilkinson. We'll go to the top of the second in a winner-take-all. Brookstone, Calvary on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. You see it and answer the thirst, but never thirsty. Sprite, the clear favorite.
Life's a cruise, that's the move.
Welcome back, everybody. Brookstone, Calvary, game number 3. Mike Frost, Thrift Behringer, in a packed house here at 8 Ilgis Field, Brookstone, Bradley Park. Beautiful Cougar campus. And up the bat for the Calvary Christian Knights is Brady Reed, who is playing third base today. Will swing and miss at that one. 1-1.
And you see Jake Lowry right now taking advantage. A little bit of pitch selection that time. Not a whole lot of overpowering stuff, but can mix it up.
2-1 to Brady Reed. Reed, again, was great yesterday in relief. Him and Neal to come in that pressure situation and knowing if you give up a run, you're probably going to lose the game for 5 consecutive innings. I commend them for high school athletes to be able to take on that pressure.
Yeah, both kids right there dealing yesterday. Let's see what happens today. I expect another pitcher's duel, though.
And that will be a leadoff walk for Brady Reed. Now the second baseman, Jay Smith, will come on. Wearing my high school number. You know, when I was in high school, too, I promise you, I did not want 34 when I was playing basketball, even though I loved Auburn, Charles Barkley. You know, there were some good 34s back in the day. I was told by a senior when I picked the number I wanted, 24, that that's not how this works, sophomore. And so I had to swap. Well, then after that, I just kept 34. I wanted to keep the same number my whole high school career. I wonder how everyone else picks their numbers. Mike Frost, you were always big, so I don't think anyone cared when you were a sophomore. You got whatever number you wanted, didn't you? And then your brother was Clint, too, so.
I didn't really grow to my junior year. I think when I started in high school, I was 13, and I was 5'3", 135 pounds.
And there is ball 2. Brookstone in the white pinstripes. Calvary, black jerseys, gray pants. High and tight, 3-0, and Lowry starting to lose control here. He's thrown 5 straight balls.
And it looks like Lowry having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone here in the second inning.
Remember last inning, gave up no hits but had the bases loaded. Think about that. Because of walks.
Left them loaded last inning. He's allowed a lot of runners on base so far early in the ballgame, but able to get out of jams.
And that continue. 3-1. And that one's going to be lined in for the first base hit. Second base hit of the game, excuse me. They have not put it up on the scoreboard. I forgot Trip Ellison led off the double last inning. But there's a second base hit of the game by Jay Smith. So runners on first and second. And the pitcher, Braxton Wilkinson, will hit. And then it's top of the lineup already for Calvary here in the second with no outs and runners on first and second. And I know one thing Coach Steve Smith wanted to preach, and you made mention of it in this series, they've left a lot of runners stranded. Can they capitalize about getting guys on base into runs?
I think Braxton might square around.
And he did there, but pulls it back for ball 1. A little bit tighter strike zone in this game compared to the last one and the one before, so it makes me think this could be more of a high-scoring affair, unlike the previous 2. When we've only had 8 runs scored total between both the teams in 2 games.
Yeah.
Look, when you got Gerald Bedgood here, Mr. Baseball, who's been watching, covering, loving high school athletics, but baseball specifically for 30 years. If you know baseball in this area, you know Gerald Bedgood. And love that he's here and a big supporter of what we do at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. 1-1 to Wilkinson. Can he get the bunt down? It's 2-1, and Lowry. But again, you got to think he's got to be patient with him. With Luke only 55 pitches, you got Caves that you can use, and Jake Griffin,
Mitchum Kelly,
and Mitchum Kelly, who yesterday I think he gets a bad rap. He came in a weird situation, and look at the bunt. That was put down beautifully. Wilkinson, and he is out. But man, what a bunt! And Wilkinson got down the line. That was a bang play. The umpire decided to do the old, let me catch the ball, then punch him out. I'd have done straight punch.
Yeah, had a little dance move to go along with that out
close,
signal there.
But I'm never going to go against the umpire when he is way better positioned than me.
And right there on top of it, it was a bang. He had to have him beat by about a half a step, but Wilkinson did his job and moved both runners over.
That's what I was about to say, Mike. The main purpose of him putting a bunt down was to have runners on second and third, and that's what's happening. And Nate Osborne is up to bat.
You got top of the order Nate Osborne now.
He ground out to second base last time. It was a good play by Mitchum Kelly. And that one popped up and will be out of play. Heads up, and it will go right into the hedges. 1-1, and you got to think Osborne just puts this anywhere in the outfield. They could bring in a run. And he checks. A bad throw! And that is going to lead to a Brady Reed run, and then maybe a second one. Steve Smith holds Chase Smith at third base. And Gray Jones, who is a sure-handed catcher, one of the best defensive catchers we got in our area, let that one sell on him. and that's going to be a run. They're letting him come in.
They're letting him come in because Luke Lowry threw his glove up in the air to try to stop the ball from going into the outfield. And with him throwing the glove up in the air, that's an extra base given to the runner, so both runs score now.
Mike Frost, you just got fired on air for knowing more about baseball than me. Thank you for explaining the rules there, and I know everybody is wondering, and Coach Greg Mathis is like, what's happening right now? But a huge turn of events for the Knights. They'll bring in 2, and Osborne check swing, a bad swing there, but I almost think the check swing had Gray Jones because he got in his way, not on purpose, because he was check swinging. Gray trying to hurry and rush the throw, got in the way of that, sailed. Luke throws the glove up, trying to stop the ball, knowing he can't do that, and that brings in a run.
Yeah,
1-2 the count.
Just a bad ordeal altogether defensively right there. But on the plus side, if you're the Brookstone Cougars, it's still just the second inning. And 2 runs is not something that you're scared to get here. As Brookstone been able to put runs on the board throughout the season, so still the confidence level up. For a good thing, if you're Jake Lowry right now, it clears the bases. So fresh start here with 1 down, 2 strikes on Osborne.
1-2 on the way. Osborne watches that one high, 2-2, and there's only 1 out for Calvary. Osborne takes strike 3.
They're going to get him looking on that one.
But I cannot believe the strike 3 call, and neither could Nate.
I think he thought there was just 1 strike there. I don't think he knew he had 2 strikes. The check swing, he thought maybe he let up.
We got the umpire out in the field doing a full punch, southpaw, and the umpire at the plate on strike 3 waits 3 seconds and points. Well, that could have been a walk. But it was a big strikeout by Jake Lowry. And nobody on. And the hottest hitter for either team, Trip Ellison, who's 6 of 7, had a double last inning, up to bat now. And that one got away from Jake, 2-0. The umpire noticed something, and he is telling them they got to go. Umpire's going to make sure nothing gets, knowing the atmosphere and how some stuff floating in the air. Want to make sure it never gets out of hand, and that one's going to be hit over to Vail. Vail dives to first to finally get Trip Ellison out. That's the kind of effort you got to have. But a great inning for the Calvary Knights. They put 2 on the board. They lead 2-0. We'll head to the bottom of the second on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
I'm Mike Costello, and this is what we do. Car wrecks. Yes, car wrecks. So call or text us today or visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com. Costello, car wreck. Car wreck, Costello.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
Trucks and more trucks. Check them all out at Glenn Smith and Opelika.
Truck Month means huge selection and savings on all GMC 1500s and 2500 HDs. Just look at the selection with great finance rates from 2.9%. Plus giant discounts on GMC Canyon Elevation, AT4s, and Denali's.
We've got your new ride ready to roll here at Glenn Smith.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Life's a cruise, that's the move.
Chris Gates is trying to freak me out here in a winner-take-all Game 3. I couldn't wait to get out of that commercial. I'm just ready to call this game.
Biggity!
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Braxton Wilkinson on the mound. Swing and a miss. Harrison Baker, who's up the bat, the senior. Fantastic football player, had a great baseball career. Tied for the team in home runs with Brennan Neal, and one will come up huge here. Wilkinson, he pops it up. Center fielder on the run and is going to get down for a base hit. A little slap shot by Baker. Right place, right time, and he gets on with a hit.
Yeah, just hit that one off the handle that time, but had just enough strength on it to be able to place it in the hole out there between second and center field, and it drops into no man's land for a base hit to lead off the second inning here. As Brookstone wants to get a crooked number of their own here in the bottom half to at least tie this ball game up.
Now, I know there has been some trash talking and everything else, but this is what high school sports is about. It's a packed house. Everybody's watching at home, enjoying it, and we get to see high-level baseball being played for a right to go on to the next round. And, again, why I started this, to showcase games and teams and players just like this. Wilkinson, and that one inside to Luke Lowry. Remember, Luke has 55 pitches left, so we may see him today if his brother starts getting in too much trouble. Jake Baker on first, no outs. He led it off with a single. Wilkinson outside, 1-1. Wilkinson, again, trying to jam Luke there. Gets inside, and he was able to turn on it. 1-2 now to Luke Lowry.
All right, let's see if we can kind of wait back on it. You see here Wilkinson kind of leaning on the breaking ball a little bit here in the second inning so far. Got out in front of Baker early there, but ended up giving up the hit on the fastball. Let's see if he comes back, maybe with one out of the zone.
Braxton to throw to first. That was quick glove work by Liam Hokut. Not able to get him, though. Braxton. Off-speed pitch, strike three. Oh, man, look at the curve on that one. And he got him kind of knee-buckling by Luke Lowry. That's a big-time strikeout, Mike Frost, by Wilkinson.
Yeah, Wilkinson made a knees buckle there on Lowry. Came knocking on the front door with that breaking ball as it fell right on the inside corner for strike three.
Nasty pitch by the junior. One down, up the bat is Luke Vale, the first baseman, who fouls that one. Vale pitched yesterday, started the game, did a really good job.
Yeah, they have a deep pitching staff for Brookstone here, and as the season's got both teams really, because Calvary's pitching staff really turned it up later in the year. But Brookstone, both of them with deep pitching staffs, and they're going to need some work out of that back end here today.
We were able to be at B-Day, Brookstone spring game yesterday. Got to see Coach Ian Headley and his team, who came up state runners-up last year. Fantastic season. Broughton Branch and company are expecting big things this year. So glad we were able to talk with him and Jamie Williams and Charlie Peak and Colton Jordan, and they're going to be just as loaded as they were this year, man. And they won't surprise or sneak up on anyone, though. I promise you that.
Exactly. They're going to be looking for the Cougars this fall.
Vale fouls that one back, 1-2.
Let's see if Wilkinson tries to coax another one here with another breaking ball. That seems to be his best pitch this inning.
One and two. Cowbell's going. Wilkinson. And almost had him there. Able to get the end of the bat on it to foul it off. And it's 1-2 still to Luke Vale. Stratford had no problem with Bethlehem Christian. Swept them almost made me think that Calvary, and I'll make this note here in just a moment. Calvary, the 7 seeds, I think underseeded. Bethlehem Christian got smoked by Stratford, wasn't even close. And Tatnall got run ruled by Athens Christian. They're the 5 seed. I think Calvary probably should end up being the 5 seed, but that's neither here nor there. This is where we're at now, and that one's going to be passed. The diving attempt by Brady Reed, and that's going to bring Harrison Baker over to third. He's bobbling the ball in the outfield. He can't throw it in. He still has not thrown it in, and finally, and that's going to be a double with 1 down, and that was a massive hit by Luke Bell. William Hilton was not able to get that cleanly in. Had a tough time, bobbled it, did a juggling act. Big time hit by Vale. Mitchum Kelly in prime position to make this game interesting, Mike, again. It's 2-0.
Yeah, that time, luckily for Calvary, even with Hilton bobbling it in the left field, they didn't send Baker from third. So, but now they have 2 runners in scoring position with Mitchum Kelly coming up to the plate here. Just 1 down in the second.
Wilkinson loses it. Bad pitch. That one goes past Kennedy, but because it bounced off the net, Baker wouldn't have had any time because of how hard Wilkinson threw that. 1-0. Runs have been very few and far between in this one, in these last 2 games, Mike. Now, obviously, this one's gotten off to a little bit better start, but you got to think everyone's on edge because when you have opportunities with runners at second and third, you got to take advantage. It's 2-0, and Wilkinson may need to settle down here a little bit, Mike.
Let's see if he can try to settle down here with a 2-0 count to Kelly. Want to try to coax a pop out or a strikeout in this situation with just 1 out.
Outside 3-0.
Bet Kelly's got his bat on his shoulders on this pitch right here with a 3-0 count.
3-0, make it 3-1. Kelly was about to throw the ball, throw the bat. Umpire said, hold up.
That was in the zone, player.
(3-1) to Kelly. Fouled off, it's full count. Braxton battled back. On deck for Brookstone is Dylan Johnson, the DH, hitting for Hudson Kuhn, who's out in right field. 3-2, time called by Kelly.
Yeah, big payoff pitch right here from Braxton Wilkinson. Again, 1 down with 2 in scoring position.
3-2. And again, fouled off. Good pitch there by Braxton, but nice shot by Kelly to get bat on it.
Yeah, got out in front a little bit there, but was able to control the bat long enough to be able to put it on the ball and at least spoil a good pitch and stay alive.
Full count. Payoff pitch. And that one's going to be hit to the shortstop. He'll have to hold it, and that's going to be a single. He hit it right in the deepest part, and really nothing there that Calvary's shortstop, Cam Carter, can do with it. And a run will come in, and we'll have runners on the corners for Dylan Johnson. It's 2-1.
Yeah, just a tough play to make there going into the hole as a shortstop, and with Kelly's speed, you'd have to come up cleanly and have a rocket arm, and Cam Carter, good job of trying to hold on to that one and just not letting it become a bigger play than what it already was.
Steve Smith calls time, and I wonder if he's going to make the change or he wants to see if Braxton can at least, you would think, want to get through these two before he pulls in Frierson. He'll lead Braxton in with one down. Runners on the corners. Again, Dylan Johnson, followed by Jake Griffin, then top of the lineup for the Cougars. Wilkinson popped up. Does Johnson. It's 0-1. WRBL's Jack Patterson, who's here, there, and everywhere, it seems like, is here today. Watch the highlights tonight on WRBL's. Chris Case doesn't even know what Jack Patterson's sports is. It's News 3 Sports, and there goes the runner. And Mitchum Kelly will have runners in scoring position for Dylan Johnson. And Coach Mathis is saying hit it anywhere on the right side of the field. Can help bring in a run. 1-1. And that one fouled. 1-2. One and two. Popped up to right field. Will that bring in a run? Osborne. Throw, and not in time. We are tied here at 2. Luke Bell slides in, and doing his job was Dylan Johnson. Nate tried to get it in there, Mike, not able to.
That was one of those things. Got to love a sack fly. That position right there, just put it out in the outfield. Nate Osborne with a good arm that time.
He
Kennedy,
tried,
yeah,
and it was a decent throw.
It was.
But it bounced a little too soon. You would have wanted that to bounce probably right before the dirt. It bounces almost to the plate, and Kennedy was not able to get a block on it, and it was going to be a bang-bang play either way.
Exactly.
2-2, 2 outs. And taking strike one is Jake Griffin. Strike two. Good pitch by Wilkinson. In the dirt, 1-2. One, two. On the way. Strike three. Big strikeout by Braxton Wilkinson to keep a runner left stranded on third, but Brookstone ties the game at 2. Do not go anywhere. You're in store for a good one here. It's a winner-take-all game 3. Team winner moves on to the state semifinals on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
To get your case started, do yourself a favor and visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com. 24/7, nights and weekends, 365 days a year, and we only collect if you get paid.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
And welcome back, everybody. It's the NAI G2 game of the week here at Algis Field. We're tied 2-2 in the third. Here in a best-of-3 series between the Cougars and the Knights to see who moves on to the next round to take on Stratford Academy in the GIAA semifinals. We got 3-4-5 due up for the Knights here in the top half of the third. Jake Lowry is still on the mound here for the Brookstone Cougars. And it's now a 1-1 count on the Calvary catcher, Jackson Kennedy. Walked and was stranded at second his first time up in the first inning. Calvary was unable to take advantage as they had the bases loaded in the first with 1 out and came away with nothing on the board, but were able to put 2 on the board in the second via the throwing error and the throwing of a glove in the second inning. Skied in the air in the short infield there as Brendan Neal camps up under it. Makes the grab, and that's going to be the first out of the third inning. So now that'll bring up William Hilton to the plate. He was stranded at first after reaching on the E3 in the first inning as well. So he's 0 for 1 in the ball game so far through 2 innings. Calvary with 2 unearned runs on 2 hits, and they've left 3 on base. Brookstone with 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors defensively, and they've left 1 on base. Again, team split the first 2 games of this series, so whoever wins this one goes on to the semis.